Hi everyone, this is a new stream where we get to continue building an acts of random kindness or an ARK open source project. For those who haven't been to these streams before, this is a project that aims to developing an open source test driven standardized project right out there in the open source space where people could have a .NET Blazor MAUI app right in their hands, right in their pockets that gives them ideas as to how to be kind every day. And this is our sixth session, if I know how to count. And I'm joined today by two of my dear brothers. I have Abdul Samad and Zafar. People who have been, very, very high contributors to the standard community. They've been contributing to so many different projects, updating the standard, updating standard practices. Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Hi, nice to meet you.
All right. So where were we? In this last stream, I basically, started kind of so all the states for the component. So when you're designing a component, if you're a designer and you're designing standard compliant UI component, you have to think about the states, right? So we talked about a loading state. Every application start, its initial state is a loading state, right? Every Blazor component, MAUI component, desktop component, whatever the UI is that you're working with, it always starts from an initial loading state and then it kind of grows into a content state or an error state. And then that pattern repeats itself, just so everyone understand. Like when you land, look, just bear with me on this one because this one is important. This is an infinite loop of try nature of things because from the content state, you maybe have a submit button or maybe you have a go to screen button or whatever the case may be. So that pattern will continue to repeat itself over here and then again over here and again and again and again. And the same thing on the error side, right? From the error side, you need to give your user an action, right? So loading content, do something, loading content, do something, loading content or error. It keeps going like that, right? That's that's the try nature of things. And technically the application, like the actual mechanics of the application is done, right? Like we have a loading view, we have a content view, and we have an error view, and it's all test driven, it's all great. But that's not enough. We need it to look pretty. If it doesn't look pretty, nobody's going to use it. So, just a word for heavy backend engineers that basically develop specific pipelines to move the data from point A to point B. It's not enough that your application works. Your application have to be beautiful. It has to work beautifully, right? And that beautiful part where I kind of got this help, Zafar and Abdul Samad, they said, "Hey Hassan, we see your live streams. We want to join you. We want to build stuff with you, and we want to do something good for the world, right, guys? Is that what we're doing here today?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. So I was hoping I could, a designer would kind of come in and say, Hassan, I'm going to come in and help out. But, we didn't have a designer. Most of our, viewers are software engineers who, despise CSS, as they despise blindness, right? So what we ended up doing, kind of talking to AI, there is this program or AI program called Lovable. It's very famous. It's making a lot of rounds right now. I was showing it to a friend of mine yesterday, and he couldn't believe his eyes. He was like, "You got to be kidding me! This can't be real." But it is really very very real. And what Lovable did for us yesterday, or not last session, is that it gave me that really nice view right here. So it has finding kindness. You see that kind of loading screen right here. And then if you wait just a little longer, it will actually give you what the kindness view looks like. And then if you click the button, it will keep kind of giving you new ideas and whatnot. Ideally, for the first phase of this application, I'm okay with showing just one thing per day, right? But if it's a carousel, and a carousel, you kind of view, you go right and left on the carousel, you can see different things and whatnot. Let me reload this thing. Let me see if it actually shows you the view because last time it actually showed something that's absolutely beautiful. I mean, even if it doesn't kind of load the screen and the error and whatnot, we can find that code and lovable, but definitely this loading screen is beautiful enough, and we need to kind of implement that. We need to implement that kind of view in our Blazor MAUI component, right? So where's the code here? If you click on this side, if I click on this side, it built it in React component, right? But we can kind of digest that because it's pretty much very similar. Like, do you see that error state right here? It's basically building the exact same way you build a Blazor component. Blazor could be very much so influenced heavily too by the way React builds things, right? So you see in here, it's basically, importing a loader and a heart, and this is the heart and this is the loader, that spinner thing that's going on. I think this loader and heart may or may not be out of the box. I'm not sure. I did look for it last time in here. Like if you look at the in the different components that they have available, I couldn't find it. So I'm assuming it's something that's coming out of the box, right? Maybe it's in the library, maybe it's in, I'm not sure. But basically, they built this div, and then you have this finding kindness, and then saying preparing something beautiful for you. So if you go back into the view, you get to see preparing something beautiful for you, and then there's this three-dotted kind of heartbeat, and then this loading screen. So let's build that together. Let's build that little piece together. So if I'm looking at this view right here, I'm seeing multiple components. How many components do you guys see in here? Like base components or minimal components in here? Like I see the spinner, this spinner thing. That's one thing. I see this container. This could be a div with like edges that are rounded. I see that part.
Yeah.
I see maybe a
Yeah.
label. Is this a label? I don't know what they made this as. They made it
Yeah. H2.
it's an H2.
Header.
Oh, a
Yeah.
header, right? And then there's a
Yes.
paragraph,
Yes.
right? And then that's it. And then just the loading screen. Let's architect that together. Let's go back here. That's just the loading component architecture. It has to be balanced. It has to be test driven, right? So we know for a fact that we need I'm assuming we need a header. Let's call it so there is a large header and medium header and a small header, right? So we're not gonna say H1, H2. We're gonna call it something else for the base component, right? So maybe um, so maybe there's a header, and then there is a large header that will be the H2 because there's 6 of these, right? So maybe there is a header and then large header and then medium header and then small header and then extra small header. Hopefully that covers all the pieces that we're looking for. So that would be a large header, large header base. That will take care of that little kind of dialogue, right? But also they had paragraph, so we can say paragraph base like that. Okay, so that takes care of let me take a screenshot of this thing so we can point each and every one of it. Hold on. Here's a screenshot. Didn't you just love how Draw.io, you could just literally copy an image and just drop it? Look, I just dropped an image in Draw.io. Did you guys know you could do that? It's pretty wild, huh?
Interesting.
Oh,
Look. So just put it right there.
yeah, very interesting.
You can't control it. You can't control it, but you definitely can just screenshot, drop right there, right? Yeah. So, and for people watching, if you can contribute to the Draw.io is free, right? It's free, but it takes a lot of people to build it and whatnot. So if you can kind of be a sponsor to their GitHub repo, please do that. I'm one of their sponsors. I love it. I use it all the time. It pays my bills big time, Draw.io. So some days I don't even write any code. Some days I'm just drawing pictures and just go home. And people already know what needs to happen. So Draw.io is a great tool. Please sponsor if you can, or give them a shout out or something, right? Okay, so finding kindness. So this large header piece is gonna go right into this area right here. That's the area of finding kindness. And the paragraph piece will go right into this other part where it's like preparing something beautiful for you. That's the paragraph piece, right? What about the other pieces, like this area here? What would that be? Would that be like a, I know we need a division in general, right? So
Yeah,
I know we need a division base,
yeah,
division
division base.
base, right? We need that, right? We need a division base. I know we need that. Um, so that division base is for everything. I'll just let it kind of say it's covering everything. Okay, what else do we need? We need that little, that diamond, that little spinner inside. So we need a spinner base,
Yeah.
right? And then what about this little container inside the spinner, that little thing? How do we get that? What did they call it in the code? Let's find out. They called it like
Maybe
huh? Go ahead.
I think Fusion has something like card, I think SF card. They provide
SF
this.
SF card. Would that be a card? I mean, the container would be a card. Could be.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I want
Mm.
that pink shape inside. What would that be?
Yes.
Is that like a
Um,
rotated div or something?
We can make it as a division and then rotate it. Yeah.
Make it as a division and rotate it? Is that how we're gonna do it? Okay. I mean, we could do that. Um, yeah, we could definitely do that. So there's the heart, the loader. Let me take you back to the code that Lovable produced so we can kind of copy that. So here you go. You have the background white, rounded, shadow. If you look at this area right here, this guy right
uh-huh.
here, what is this guy? This guy right here. This guy
A div.
is, huh? It's a div?
Yeah.
Yeah, div heart shape. It's part of an existing component. Like, do you see it? It just says class heart shape, but it is a div. You're right. Like this is a div. I'm just gonna need to flip it upside down, right?
Yeah, with the transform property can help us. Like we do rotate maybe 90 degrees. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. And there's a spinner inside of it. Do you see how the spinner inside? So,
Yeah.
so a spinner and a div and a header and a paragraph. What about this guy? This guy down here is called what? This little pulse. That's
I think that's also a loader. Or
loading
it was.
dots.
Mm,
Does Sync Fusion have loading dots? Do we know? It probably does.
yeah.
Sync Fusion.
Yes, they do. I think so.
Let's see. Sync
Yeah,
Fusion,
I think they should.
Blazor, loading dots, right? Let's see here.
Spinner.
Oh, they have all kinds. Look at that. All
Yeah.
kinds of stuff. They do have a spinner, but I want like these three loaded dots, just like the view. I want to stick to the design. Super important to stick to design as much as you can. Um, I wonder if they have like a, let's see here, Sync Fusion, Blazor, loading dots. I want to see, usually I search by image, not by content. It makes things easier. I don't even know, like, what would you call this thing? Like, it must have a name to it, and it could be just a simple, I'm not sure. We're gonna have to find out. All they have, it seems like spinners, but we need these three. Like, you know what? You guys know what I'm talking about. Do you see the one at the bottom here?
Yes. The
That's,
loading bot, the loading
yeah, that
indicator.
thing. Yeah, we need that thing.
Mhm.
We need that thing, right? So, um, let's see here. So you have the spinners. Yeah, we're gonna have to find it. We're gonna have to find it because it doesn't have to be necessarily as part of Sync Fusion. Like, don't limit yourself by that. right? But
Mhm.
it definitely something like when push comes to shove, we can load a GIF, but the GIF, the problem with the GIFs is that um, they basically pixelize depending on the view of the person that's looking at the application, right? So that doesn't work, right? Um, they have progress bar, linear. No, we don't want the progress bar. They have toast, message, badge, and spinners. Yeah, that it looks like that's all they have, basically. Yeah, that doesn't work. We're gonna need more stuff. So here's the other cool thing about this. When I looked at the code for this guy, it's just loading dots. If I go and say loading dots, pure HTML, CSS, I probably will find one. Look at this CSS collection. There you go. That guy right here.
Mhm.
See how I'm thinking about it? I'm just like I saying, okay, I'll try to have this. I like this one more, by the way. This one on the left. But what do you guys think? Is this one better? Which one should we go with? Here, copy
Yeah, I think.
CSS. Uh,
Mm, mhm.
uh.
Yeah, maybe the first one, it's similar.
The first one is
Yeah,
Or
the
the
first
similar?
five.
one is exactly the same thing. Yeah. Yeah,
No.
this one.
The other one has animation. Do you see the animation in it?
Mm,
Like the dot gets smaller and then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, right?
Mhm.
So this one is definitely not it. This one is more like it. Number 7. Look. Number
yeah,
7.
yeah. Number 7.
They have all kinds of craziness going on in here. But look how simple this is. If I go into HTML CSS online and just do an HTML CSS editor like that, and then I basically go to the style CSS and drop the CSS that I copied, okay? And then just go here in a div. Watch this. Div class like this. And then I'm gonna say what did they call it? They call it a loader.
Loader.
Loader. Do you see it? It's right there.
Yes. Yeah.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So we need a div and a bunch of CSS basically.
Could you show me CSS? I just
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
know
it's
if
right
we
here.
can convert that.
Can it be
Hmm.
Yeah.
converted to I know that Mabruk pushed that keyframes. I don't know if it merged yet.
I think it's merged. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Is it
think it's
merged?
missed.
It's merged and
Mhm.
published. Do you guys know? Sharp styles, styles, sharp styles, sharp, not share, sharp styles. Look at that. Front and center, first one. Oh, there's a pull request. New sharp style convert extension. So we did merge the keyframes, didn't we? There, we did.
Yeah, we did.
We have keyframes. Ah, see the stuff that Mabruk does, like it's wild. Look, new sharp keyframes under the sharp keyframes. Huh. I thought I wanted this to be part of like let's see. This is keyframes fade in, keyframes to CSS. I wanted it to be part of sharp styles itself. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out together. But it sounds like we have all the components we need, guys, right? Like I think we have the the bits and pieces for the whole thing. Like if this loader is just a bunch of divs and CSS, like this loader at the bottom here, I think these are all the pieces we need. And then we need some styles for the background as well. We need to capture that background of the app, right? So anything that shows up on that app, we need that background to actually show up in here. So how are we going to design this? Like architecture wise, if I have this component that's called loading component, right? We have obviously more than 3 things in here, right? We definitely have more than 3 things in here. Do you guys see it? So we're going to have to break that into an orchestrator component, right? Where's the orchestrator component for this? If I go here and say, okay, if I break those into, okay, the container is the container, but we have loading text. So that will include finding kindness and preparing something for you.
Okay.
Okay. And then we can even call it finding kindness component. That's fine. Okay. And then we also, I mean, you probably want to give it a generic name. Let's do this, loading text component. Yeah. So that guy will orchestrate, right? Because that guy will have both a the paragraph base, right? And it will also have the large header base. So that's that guy. All of these will be individual pull requests, right? We can do them specifically one by one, just like that. So that's a component. And then this guy at the top, right? That will be loading spinner component, right? And that guy will have also two other components underneath it. What are these components? It's going to be, let's do this. It's going to be the
Yeah,
spinner base.
division.
Huh? What is it, Zafar?
Yes, spinner base and division, right?
And division. Division base. Like this. Okay, what about the last guy, which is the
The loading indicator.
yeah, that. What should we do there? Because now we're running into this architecture problem. Like if this here we can call this loading pulse component.
Yeah.
This loading pulse component, what should we do about it? Because you can't just go and do this. You can't just go and say, oh, this is a division. It will need a division base, right? Is that how we built it? It was just a division with some class in it. Is that what we did?
Hmm.
People are sleeping.
Are you talking about the card, the white card, right?
No, I'm talking about
Oh,
the pulse, the three
yeah, the
dots.
post
Oh, three dots.
dotted guys.
Hmm.
Mm.
How
So
do we
why
solve
don't
this problem?
mm, so why don't we try to kind of pass the component as an input, for example?
For that loading component, so basically we pass it
Yeah,
as an input or even make it like a fundamentally a part of this. We have to stay, we could do that, but it would also be nice if we could make this make sense as part of the others. Like this guy here already has large header base and paragraph base. That's just the text, but that's only that lower part of the screen, right? What if I just pushed it like this? I went and said here, this here,
Yeah,
watch.
to the
I can
second
make,
guy.
I can, yeah, I can make sense of this because I can basically go right here and say, orchestrators could have two or three. Let's push this guy this way. And
yeah,
let's have this
this
guy
makes sense.
talk to this, huh? And then let's have this guy talk right here. So basically, this guy uses a division base with some styles. That's it. That's the component architecture, right? And then this loading component itself will have its own that white frame. Do you see that white frame in the back? That would be
Yeah,
basically, right? We have a question here. How to code an Apple iPhone 16 on MAUI without Mac? I think that's easy, right? So Marco, how you do this, you don't have to have a Mac, right? Because I can connect my iPhone directly to my Windows app, like to Windows, and just select that in the drop down and run the app. That's all I have to do. But you need to have an iPhone 16 and you need to enable the div mode in it, and that'll do the trick for you. You don't have to have a Mac. A long time ago, you used to, but you also have to make sure you have a Mac developer account. I think there's like $100 a year subscription or something like that. Okay. All right. I think we have the architecture here. Let's start. Who wants to take the large header base PR? Zafar, can you start making issues, create issues, And Abdul Samad, do you want to build the large header base component?
Yes. Yes,
Okay, let
sure.
me mark this as in progress. So we're gonna build all this today, basically. That's all what we're gonna do. We're gonna do the loading component today. Are you guys excited? It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, man. Your
Uh,
turn. There we go. So this will be
Okay.
a branch called basis dash large header. Yeah, let's do it. These base components, I wish all my work was just building base components. They're the easiest. Unless you want to, unless you want to pass a callback or something, then things become extremely difficult. All right, let's do it.
All all right. So I
And and
think you
and
would need.
thank you, Absalom. And people
Right.
on the stream, let me know if the text is not clear to you, or if you can't see the screen. Let me know. We'll adjust to make sure that works for you. These streams stay there forever. I want it to be a good reference for people to kind of watch. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I think the first thing we need to do is basically create the files and the eraser file and the CS file. So basically, we can just give that guy a name called. So we can look for the eraser guy here. So I can call it large header,
Hmm.
large header
Base.
is razor. Then I also want to create the code behind, which is the CS file here. So I
Yeah.
can do something like um, large header base dot razor dot CS basically.
Okay, so you built the large didn't nest. Do you know why it's not nesting? I'll show you why. Click on
Okay.
the no. Look, you wrote leader header base, not large header base. That's why I
Okay.
didn't nest right
Oh.
under it.
Mhm.
Delete it and start again, because if you try to
Okay.
rename it, sometimes it bugs out. I don't know. Try it. Try to rename it and see what happens. Or you
Oh, I
already
already
deleted it.
did.
That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Let's go.
Okay. So class large header base dot razor dot CS.
Can we just
Yeah,
add the C
it's
sharp code inside the markup, Abdul Samad? Why do you have to create a backend file like that? What's the point?
yes. So the purpose of it is basically to abstract a way to separate your markup from your C sharp code, basically.
Yeah,
So in this
unobtrusive
case,
basically. Mm,
yeah.
mm.
So in this case, what we would have here is basically, oh, the guy already created one for us. So what we basically need to do is basically need to like define
It was H2, I think, or something.
yeah
H2.
h2 yeah define h2 here, then h2 here. So um so now we want to have different properties, right? Let me
Uh-huh.
make this one, let me make partialize it basically. Then let's see if I can add the um the copyrighted header. I can't
Hmm.
find, is there any copyrighted header already here?
Yeah, there should be. There should be. If you go into
Okay.
CS, if you go in the
Yeah.
CS, yeah. Don't copy it. No. Don't copy it. Don't copy it.
Mhm.
Go back to the file, go to the top,
Mhm.
and do
Yeah.
control period,
Control period. Okay.
and then hit
Add
enter.
file.
There you
Okay.
go. That's better,
Yeah.
right?
So yeah, for what we can then have is we want to give a property such that whenever you want to call the large database in different places, all you just need to do is pass in the properties. In this case, so I might want to have like the CSS class. Um so I can do something like this. Class is equal to, let me first of all create a parameter here called
Uh-huh.
parameter, um then I can call it public, then I can call it string, then I can call say class. Then
No,
yeah,
no,
I
not
get
class, not class,
um,
not class. You want to
CSS.
pass text, just text, right? You want to pass
Okay.
text,
Mm-hmm.
text, and you want to pass,
Text.
oh, I see why you're saying that. The other
Yeah.
parameter would be called, um, we can call it CSS class. So
Yeah.
you can pass
Yeah.
it in.
Yes. So I can call it public string CSS CSS class.
Class.
And also we can decide to have like the ID as well. So yeah, so we can do something like this public string CSS ID, right? Or ID basically, anyone works fine. So now what we are going to do is we are going to make sure um we bind these properties to the HTML element. So what we can then do is basically come here, then do CSS class, right?
Mhm.
Then we can also add the ID, binding the ID, right? Then we can do something like this CSS ID, and the text itself,
Uh,
um, we can do text here, right?
maybe
So
ID is not
mhm,
required. So let's just make it
mm, okay,
just the CSS class.
CSS
Yeah,
class and
yeah,
the text, yeah.
yeah. For now, yeah.
So this is good. Let's take out the ID from here,
Hmm.
yeah, and we have the text.
So
Text,
that's C sharp code that you just wrote, and
yep,
it's gonna show up in HTML. That's
yep.
crazy. I love it. Let's see if your solution builds, and then we will
Okay,
review your PR.
okay,
We'll power
Yeah,
through
I have a
these real quick.
question.
Go ahead, Tom.
sure.
Uh, why did we decide to use the H2, not H1, for example?
Because that's the design. That's the lovable design. That's the thing that we were
Mhm.
looking at on the screen, right? Yeah.
Okay, I see.
There will
Okay,
still be
so
like this is just one part of it. Like this is like the structure. We still want the actual styles. I see here it's saying text XL font semi bold. I need to pull all that CSS and see where that stuff is coming from. Yeah. We need media, we need keyframes, we need a lot of things, right? Yeah.
okay, building the app.
I hope I'm saying the name right. Radhane? Radhani? I'm not sure. Hey Hassan, great to see you. Yes, I'm happy to be coding again live. Thank you for dropping in. All right, building, everything is good. Oh,
Yeah,
you
still,
wanted to do this
yeah,
from main, actually. You want to
yeah,
keep these
okay.
changes and do it from main and then create a new branch because now you have the
Mhm,
component arc stuff. Let's start over.
yeah,
You could actually stash these changes and then
mhm,
unstash them when you create. So if you go into that pencil.
yeah, okay.
Oh, Ricky. Okay, Ricky. Okay. In the chat. That's it's my username actually Ricky. Okay. From Puerto Rico. Nice to meet you, Ricky. Why aren't you joining us? Come hop in. Do you guys remember Ricky? If you're watching our streams,
Yes, I think Ricardo Cruz or something. Is it Ricardo
Ricardo,
Cruz?
yeah, with the
Yeah.
cookie in the back. Ricky's
So
awesome. I love Ricky.
yeah, so I think I have it in master now. It's just basically just migrated all my changes to master when I checked out to master. What I can then do is create a branch of master. Then
Yeah, let's do it.
the coding convention, the naming convention, basically users slash your username, which is this is my username. Then what are we building is basis, right? So
Mazes dash large header.
then large header, then yeah, large header base basically
Is
something
it
like
large
that.
dash header or large header in one word?
Yeah, let me do this. So large header. So yeah, large header. So now I can just do something like this. Basis add large
Add large header.
um, header is something like this.
Awesome.
So then I can commit and push or commit, whichever one works. Then from there I can
Create.
create
Try to
here.
create in Visual Studio. It's better than the browser.
Okay, okay. So here I can say basis large. Oh, it's there already. Add large database. Then I can click on create, either create or create as drafts. So let me create.
Yeah, and I
Yep.
created and I have created an issue so you can
Awesome.
uh
Oh,
assign
before
Oh,
that
you
issue.
click create, then take a new line and say closes and then
okay.
do hash.
Closes.
Closes, hash.
Uh,
No, take
let's-
away the semicolon.
okay.
Closes and
Closes
then
as.
hash. It should
Oh
pop up.
yeah,
Do you
yeah.
see
This
it?
one. 35. Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
28.
Yep.
It's
28.
It's
28.
Nice.
28.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. So I can create.
Create a
Yeah.
PR, right?
Yep.
Let me
Let
review
me.
that PR then. I'll take your screen there.
Okay.
Let's do it. So I'm gonna go into the Arc the Arc Mobile. I know you guys can't see it yet. And I'm gonna share my screen here to be able to review the PR. There you go. And then in the pull requests, we have this nice add large header. Should we put a screenshot for large? No, I don't think base components. I'm not sure. Do we need a screenshot?
Yeah, I don't
I
think that
think.
we need.
Yeah, I think we usually just use
At
it
the
for
component,
component.
not the base
Yeah.
component.
Yeah.
At the component is fine, right? So, so Abdul Samad, does this run and build and the tests are passing on your screen? I'm only
Yeah. Let
saying
me
this
run
because it's much
this.
faster than the pipeline.
Yeah. Let me run that guy here.
Okay, this is nice stuff. Look at that.
Uh, could you attach the issue? I think
Yeah,
it didn't work out.
here's one comment.
Mhm,
Remove empty line. There you go. One empty line you
mhm.
have.
Okay.
You have one
History
comment.
class. Yep.
And then also where's that? Oh, it didn't attach it. Interesting. So closes, hash, keyframe base. We don't need keyframe base. Why do we need keyframe base?
We would need for loading. For the
We need
loading.
so this implementation is not right. I want the keyframes to be part of the sharp style model.
Mm,
So we might need to change the library itself to do that. Huh?
okay,
So let's see here. So this
that's good.
is division, small header.
Yeah, it was 28.
Why it's not showing? 28. Large header base. There you go. So that's much better. And Abdul Samad, do you have your update?
Yeah, I'm pushing a code drop for the line. I removed the line now.
Awesome.
Yes. So the test, all the tests run fine on my local. So
Everything is building fine. Fantastic.
yes,
Fantastic.
yes.
Look at me. I have my pull request hanging for 2 weeks. That's not good. It's not good stuff. But when you're streaming and you're doing it once a week and you're trying to show people things, it'll take some time. So I guess that's okay. But when you're
Yeah.
actually working, you can't have a PR sitting for 2 weeks. That's a big problem. Okay, so everything is working. So how do I know that Abdul Samad has already did that? Do you see that little pill that basically says outdated? It basically says no, he actually took care of it. Your comment is no longer, and I can see it in here that he removed that additional empty line. But more importantly, it's really important for you as a code reviewer to resolve the conversation. Because if you don't, the person doesn't know whether you saw it or not and whether you agree to the change or not. Since he built it locally and for the time of the stream, I'm gonna merge that through. What's the next step, guys? See, the beauty of having architecture is that we know where we're going, right? So this goes green, this goes green, and then we'll have the paragraph base. Do you want to take that one? Zafar?
Yes, sure.
Let's do it,
Let
man.
me share my screen.
Ricky says it's worth the wait, Hassan. Yes, it is. Okay, so we now gonna do the paragraph base because we need all these components to build the whole thing for us, right? So
Can you see my screen?
it's coming. There you are.
Mhm.
I see you. Let's do it.
Okay, let me go to the master.
Nice. Let's create a branch.
So we go to the components. I
You wanna
think
you wanna create the
based
branch first, right?
yes. Let me create the branch first.
So the
Users,
branch is
then
basis dash
username,
paragraphs.
basis dash paragraphs.
Paragraphs.
Correct.
That's right.
I have a question.
Mm,
Like if you remember, just recently we updated the standard documentation, right, about the UI folder structure. So do you think we should also reorganize it later?
Should. Should. As a code drop, yeah. Let's do it.
Okay. So I go to the basis, and in here we add the razor component.
Uh-huh.
So it's gonna be
Usually StreamYard is not
paragraph.
going to show the pop-up windows, but yeah, go through the parts that people can't see real quick because it's just not showing, right? Yeah, I see it now.
Yeah.
Paragraph
So
base.
basically, yep,
Control
I
period.
created a CS file for that as well. So it's
Perfect.
gonna be partial.
Why is it partial?
And
Why is it partial? Can you explain to people why is it partial? Also zoom in the code a little
yes,
bit, like do control and scroll so the code can, yeah, there you go.
yeah.
Nice, nice, nice.
So basically, in C sharp, as far as I know, the partial keyword allows you to split one class into multiple. So instead of
Exactly.
having one big 1000 code of class, you can divide them basically with the keyword of partial. So in our case, in foundations, for example, it can be we may have foundation service dot exceptions, right?
Mm-hmm,
Foundation service dot validations. So the
mm-hmm,
class itself is organized, and it's much easier to navigate and basically to work with that class. Yeah.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay. So what would I need is probably I would need the same things like let's say parameter.
Mm,
We would need CSS class, property which is string,
mm-hmm.
and CSS class. What else? I think we would need text. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, the text itself.
So in here we come and say
Mm,
uh, paragraph, and the class is gonna be CSS class,
mm-hmm.
Mhm.
and we can pass text inside. I think this should be enough for us.
It
Yep.
looks good. It looks good. Let's do it.
Okay, let me quickly rebuild the solution.
Here we go. And run the test as well while you're at it. Go. I don't know if Zafar,
The PR is gonna
yeah, Zafar is having some network. Zafar, can you hear us?
uh yeah,
Now,
I can.
now
So
it's
when I
good.
start building,
Now it's good. Yeah, when you started building, it took down the network for you.
yeah, it took down totally. Yeah.
It does that to me too, and I don't know why it does that. It's very strange. It does that to me too for some reason. But yeah, that's the piece.
I don't know why I cannot to push to the remote repository.
Did
Why
you
is it
accept
saying
your
that?
contributor? Did you accept your contributor invite?
Yes, I did that.
Yeah, check your mail. Okay. Mm,
Um, and I actually recloned the
Mm. If you look at your origin, it might help. Like the origin. Mm.
project. Let me try one more
Yeah,
time.
the origin. Like, is the origin? Uh,
Hmm.
I'm just checking
Oh,
your kind of
give me a
collaborator.
second.
Yeah, it says pending invite. You never accepted the invite. That's why.
Let me check because I got two invites and
You have to
could you
accept
send me
both
one
of
more
them.
time because I
Yeah.
cannot see it in here.
yeah, yeah. I think one invite was for the mobile app, then the other one was for the API.
So if you look at the private chat, I dropped the link for you. Just click on it. It'll take you to the invitations. See if you have access
Okay.
to that.
Yeah, let me try to push one more time.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah,
Is it
now
working?
it's working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now let's create a pull request. Let's go through this, guys. We still have like 6 pieces.
Yep.
Day's already over. Let's go.
Yeah, I have created. Oh, I forgot to create through Visual Studio, uh,
That's
but the
fine.
PR is
You
ready
have the
for
PR
review.
open? Okay, let's take a look at the PR. So here's the PR. I'm gonna remove Zafar's stream. I'm gonna go to my stream. Paragraph base. There you go. So let's run this text, CSS class, the standard, the coalition, and that's the text inside that paragraph. Perfect. Brilliant. That's exactly what we want. Very sweet, very simple. And it just, I just want to kind of press on this idea of like, if you are trying to solve a problem, especially if you're a back-end engineer and you're trying to solve a problem, don't try to take on the whole world at once. Like every single beautiful component out there that seemingly seems complex, you can break it down into smaller things and then solve these problems one small, tiny problem at a time, right? That's exactly what we did with this architecture. Because I know styles, CSS components is a very scary thing to backend engineers, right? And with this opportunity with Blazor MAUI and whatnot, it shouldn't be. It doesn't have to be that scary. So anyway, here's another green. I guess I'll be taking this one, guys. What do you think? I'll take this one. Am I allowed to?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah, sounds good.
this one will be a little different though, because this one is a division, and division is not expected to have some text inside of it. It's gonna be a render fragment, right? So let's build that and see. Let's see how that works. I'm gonna go to master here. I'm gonna share my screen. So it's my turn. I finally get to write code. You guys just don't let anyone write code. You just want to write all the code in the world yourself. Here we go. I hope my screen is visible. And I'm gonna pull latest just so I can see I can see the base components, large header base. I see Zafar's paragraph base. I'm gonna create a new branch here, users, Hassan, Habib, bases, divisions, right? And I'm gonna go here and create division base. Here we go, division base. That's my division base component. My division base is just having a diff and then a class, right? And that would be add CSS class like this. And then just close the div. And then inside that div, I'm going to add something called child content. And that child content, we're not we're not going to I don't think we're going to use it a lot in this session. We might use it at the bigger container thing so we can put all the other components inside of it. But in this particular instance here, you know, it's going to be just 1 or 2 times, but for the most part, we're not going to use that child content a lot. So what's the C# inside of this look like? It looks like this, .cs. There you go. I need a copyright thing, add file header. Beautiful. Control KE will clean up things for you. Control KE. There you go. And then we need to partialize. By the way, Abdul Samad, I think we have to also say component base. So just kind of a code drop for you, right? Why component base? Because even though you don't need it, it's for humans. This is mostly for humans. Even though you don't really need it, if you go and say override uninitialized async, where is this overriding from? I know that the other component has that inheritance from component base, but that's not visible to the developer. Okay, so as a best practice, I think we have to add component base in there as part of this. So I'm just gonna go here and say component base, right? We're not gonna need uninitialized really, but I think we still need it as a, does that make sense up to some, right?
Yes, it
And then what
does.
are, and then what are my parameters? Well, you have render fragment, and that fragment can be anything. So I'm gonna leave it open, and it's just gonna have to be child content. Remember, everyone, child content is an intentional name. Like you can't actually make it anything else unless you're willing to explicitly open the tag and make child content the way it's supposed to look like that. And then I'm gonna go here and say there's string, and then what did we call it? CSS class, is that what we call it? The summit CSS class.
Yep. The
So
CSS class.
CSS class right there, okay? I'm gonna go down here in the package manager and say .NET build because I don't want it to disconnect my stream, but if it did, I'll come right back. Here we go. It's building and cooking and doing a lot of things. Do I still have you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, it's building the Windows version, and we should probably develop also a desktop app out of this and tell people how to develop a desktop app out of a MAUI application that's running on Android, iOS, and all these different. Um, okay, here we go. So it says 11 warnings. We should probably clean up these warnings, guys, as like a code drop thing. So now if I do .NET test, it should tell me that all my tests are passing. There you go. It says pass 8 tests. So that's clean. I'm gonna go here and say bases, division, base, and then I'm gonna commit all and push. I'm gonna create in Visual Studio. There you go. And then I'm gonna go say closes. Do we have an issue for that, Zafar? Closes.
Yes, we
Yeah.
do. It
I think we are
31.
31.
What is it? 31?
Yes.
Yes.
Division base. I see it. Okay, one of you is gonna have to review my PR because I shouldn't review my own PRs. Go ahead, Abdul Samad, you
Okay.
review my PR.
All right. So
I like this round
let's share
robin.
our
We're doing like a
screen.
round robin, right? It's Abdul Samad, Zafar, Hassan, and then we go back like this. This is nice. It's like we're playing a game of cards. Everyone has a turn, right? Or Monopoly or whatever.
So let me share my screen. Um, just give me a sec.
All right.
Yeah, can you see my screen? I mean, the GitHub page, or you're just seeing the StreamYard?
I can see it coming down, but it's not actually streaming the content from your desktop.
Okay. Okay.
Like maybe unshare and reshare. Maybe that'll help.
Okay. Let me see. Yep. 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 Okay. Yeah. All right. So now
Right. Uh, very, very big
Now,
screen up the summit. You want to kind of shrink that screen a little bit.
let me move that guy to the right here. Then, is it okay
Nice.
this way?
Yeah, yeah, this is perfect. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so this is the base components PR.
Yeah,
Then
yeah,
I can just control dots. That allows me load this, basically spin up um, an editor in the browser. Then
nice.
I can basically review the PR from here. Yeah, allow. Let's see.
Mm.
Let's see. Yeah.
This
So
is like loading
yeah.
an
So this
editor
is
in the screen so you get to see.
yeah. So I think everything looks good.
All good?
Yeah. Yeah. All good.
Perfect.
So I can basically approve.
Approve.
Yeah. Then I can go
Awesome.
back to the main guy. Yeah. I think you
Okay.
can merge it. Mhm.
Okay. Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
Okay. Next step. Next step. We need to build, we're trying to build all base components, right? So we're gonna kind of go, ground to the top, right? So if I look at the architecture that we have here, the plan that we have, we're gonna have a, we're getting greener and greener, right? So at this point, we're almost halfway through what we need to implement. That's the division base. So we did a large header, we did paragraph base, we did division base. Let's get the rest of those. So spinner base. Why don't you take that one, Abdul Samad, and
Okay.
um, and go build it. So just so everyone understands, the spinner base is a not an out of the box component. Um, it's basically some kind of a Think Fusion third-party component that we need to kind of pull into this view, right? And that's why we build these base components, just to make sure that we're abstracting away, your core components that are doing core things for your business versus things that you can substitute and change later, like native components or third-party components or whatever the case may be. All right, let's do Abdul Samad. I think I have everything installed
Okay.
Sync Fusion wise. I'm not sure. I think I only installed
Mhm.
the carousel. Maybe we need to get the whole Blazor library in. Go ahead, share your screen, show the world how to do things.
Okay. So let's do this. Um. Yes. So for a start, I think I need to get the spinner base, right? Sync
Yeah,
Fusion,
Sync Fusion
Blazor,
Spinner, Blazor
Spinner.
Spinner. That's right.
Yep. Yep. So this guy, let's check this guy. Yeah, I think this is what we need.
Perfect.
Um. Yeah, we need this guy. Basically, the name is SF Spinner, right? So
Yeah,
this is the
SF Spinner.
complement there, SF
That's right.
Spinner. So I can go back to my, let me unshare, then go back to my Visual Studio.
Okay.
See.
You always get
Um,
the easy stuff up to summit.
all
That's good.
right. So yeah, let me just create a spinner base here. So we are calling it spinner base. Spinner base dot
Your
razor.
your screen didn't come through yet. Maybe
Okay.
unshare and reshare
Okay.
so it comes through.
Okay. Okay. Let me do that. Mm. Yeah. Okay. Let me know if you can see it now. Yeah. Can you see? Can you see this? My screen now?
Hmm. Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Okay. So this is the spinner base. I created a razor file.
Nice,
So let me
nice.
create the razor.cs spinner base .razor.cs. Yeah, basically. So now I added the header file, partialize this guy. Then basically in my razor page, I want to do
Ah,
this. Um,
remember, put component base because otherwise I know it's
yeah,
already there, but it's not
yep,
visible through the C# code actually. So we want to make sure
yep,
that it actually
this guy.
works, right?
Yep. So this here, um, I'm going to type out SF spinner. I think we have it here. SF spinner. Right. So let me import. Let's
Mm,
see. Scene
nice.
fusion. Then I can
You
put
have
a
it.
space.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see the other properties we can get. So we
If
can
you
get the
do
CSS.
if you do control space, you might be able to actually see the properties on that SF
Okay.
spinner.
Control space. Yeah.
Does it show?
Yeah. It does. It does.
Oh,
It
but
does.
it's
So.
but it doesn't show in StreamYard itself. So what do we
Oh.
need really? Like what's the out of the box of that spinner, right? If you go to the actual documentation
Yeah.
of
Let me
Sync Fusion,
switch back.
it should
Mm-hmm.
show us like what we really need is just the bare bone basic spinner. Maybe we just need to change its color. Maybe that's the biggest part of it, to change its color.
Yep.
But I think
Mm-hmm.
everything else should be just fine. I think.
Yeah. So what we can see here, we can see if you can
Uh,
see my browser, we can see we have a visible property here. Then
uh-huh.
yeah, just a visible property, I guess. Yeah. So
Is it visible by default? Does the spinner become visible by default?
I think
You
it
have to
is if you
try.
set.
You
Yeah.
have to
Okay.
try it.
So let's see. Um,
If you just put it on the
let
home
me.
page, like just put it on the
Mm-hmm,
home page and see what shows. Yeah, let's do it.
yep. Mhm. So let me go back to that guy. Here. Mhm. Okay. So let me go to the home page.
Yeah, home.
Pages.
Uh,
Home. Then if I come here, then I do this. Um, let me take out this guy. Then let me import this guy. Then let me run if it's visible by
yeah,
default.
let's see what it looks like. It should look okay, but let's just see.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I don't know. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
All right. So I don't think it's visible.
it's not
Um,
visible. So try
yeah,
to
it's
set
not.
it visible by default. Let's see what happens.
Okay. Okay. So at visible.
Wait, Dr. Summit. When you ran the app, what was that text that's showing on the screen?
Okay. Let me run it again.
Yeah, this will error out though, because
Mm-hmm.
see, like take away that. Yeah. What
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
that text that was showing? Because I don't think you're loading. I don't know. Maybe you're not loading the home. We'll see.
Yeah. It shows welcome
Welcome,
to your
welcome
new
to the
app.
new app. Okay, perfect,
Yep.
perfect.
Yep.
Okay, let's see if there's like an option that says visible true or something like that.
Yep. So if I do space,
Mm,
now I can see the visible, right? It's a Boolean value. So if I pass in true, let's see if this guy, yeah, I think this should work. Yeah, let me run the app again.
mhm.
Okay, maybe, okay. Yeah, I think it's visible now.
You
Can
can
you see
see
the
it.
spinner behind? Yeah, yeah. This one behind this sync fusion message.
Nice.
Yep, yep.
So, so,
So,
so wait. So visible set true.
yep.
Can we just want to change its color to something like purple or pink or something
Okay.
like that?
Mhm. Yep, yep, yep. So let's see if we can get the CSS class like
Uh,
this. Yeah, yeah. I think we can make use of the CSS class. So if I do um CSS class Oh, give me a sec. Let me try. Let me try something else.
Uh, the
No, I
documentation
think
is where I would
yeah.
go. The
Okay.
documentation is where I would go to basically see how I can change the color, right?
Mhm.
So I'm
Yes.
I'm dropping the link for the documentation for you here. Also, it's in the chat for everyone to kind of take a look at and see if we
Mhm.
can kind of look at how that looks like.
Yep. Customizing the spinner. Use the CSS class to
Mm-hmm,
customize the stroke color, basically.
mm-hmm,
So we would, yeah, this guy here. Then bootstrap, this guy here. Then yeah. So this is for the styles, the appearance, basically. This one.
mm-hmm.
Yep. So let me go back to my Visual Studio.
Uh-huh.
What do you think if we give a CSS class and just give a color to that CSS class?
Yeah, maybe we can try that. Yeah, that should work, right? Let's try that.
Yeah.
So if I do, let me just do style
Mm.
here, style.
Yeah, I think you're not sharing the screen, Abdul Samad.
Okay,
No,
okay,
no, no. He's sharing. I just need to approve it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
oh, okay,
Okay.
okay. Let me share again. Let me share again. Mhm. Let me know if you can see it now.
I can see your Visual Studio. So sometimes with these
Okay.
kind of with these kind of external components, because you don't exactly know how they work, unlike some of the native, we have to do that little POC back and forth until we kind of get it right.
Mhm. Yes. So let's do CSS class. Let's give it a class of spinner.
Uh-huh.
Spinner, basically. Spinner, right?
Uh,
No spinner. Then we can come here, then say dot spinner, then do something like this, then give it a color, maybe. Let me see why this guy is throwing.
try styles. Maybe
Okay,
styles, not style.
uh,
Maybe, I don't know. I don't remember.
I think
No,
it's
No, it should
start.
be just style.
it's just style.
Yeah, it should be just start.
It's
I
Yeah.
okay.
think it should be start.
Ignore it. Ignore it. It's okay. Maybe it's
Okay,
just a
so
buggy thing. Uh,
let's do purple, right? Purple,
uh-huh.
or something like that. Yeah, so
Yeah.
let me run this guy and see if he works.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you forgot semicolon.
For the styles, you
No, I
After
usually
that
think
see
he's
purple.
on there.
at the end of the
Okay,
purple. Okay.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, this guy. Yeah, so let's run this guy. Purple. No, it didn't change.
No. So
No, no.
so I'm looking
Let's
at
see.
the I think what you really want to do is to basically be able to change. Let me take your screen here for a second. Just
Okay.
looking at the documentation for this, right? The in the in the Sync Fusion, this is how I would find out about this, right? I would basically go and say, hey, how do I make this a different color? You see how it changed the color here to gray, right? So what
Yeah.
you want to do is that you want to just target a particular because these third-party components, they have their own way of doing things, right? And they know what are the subcomponents that are underneath that component. That's exactly where we want to go, right? We want to be, this is my spinner component, spinner inner, spinner material, and that's how you get to it. So here's this code. I'm sending it to you in the chat so other people can
Mhm.
play around with it and try it out. And take that code and put it in your style
Mhm.
box and see what happens. Oh, it didn't let me. Let me see. Let me send it to you. It says an error occurred. Wait a moment, then try again. Let me send it to you in the private chat of of, yeah, look at the, in StreamYard, if you look at the private chat tab, you're gonna find it
Yep.
in there.
Yep.
Try it
Yep.
out, Abdul Samad. I think that should do the trick for us. But you're still gonna need the you need the purple color. I can give you the exact color from Lovable,
Mhm.
right? I'll give you the exact
Okay.
color from Lovable. Huh? I don't know it's a,
Yes. So.
if it's a
Mhm.
transition color or something like that, but yeah, what were you gonna say?
Now, I'm sharing my screen now.
Yeah, and here's the hexadecimal that you need. It's
Okay.
there you go. Now let's
Okay.
try it. I
So.
think that should do the trick. I think. I don't know.
Okay. Let me get the color. This one. Yeah. So go back to my Visual Studio. Then is it stroke? I think it is
Yeah,
stroke, right? So let me
no, it's
just
exactly
paste
stroke. Yeah.
this guy. Yeah. So
Yeah,
let
let's
me
go.
run the app again. Let's see if that guy works.
See, even the error that's coming, it says it doesn't match tag whatever. That's a red
Yep.
herring. It's not real.
Yep. 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 Let's see. Include. Oh, when I run it now,
Huh?
um,
It's not showing at all.
no, it's showing, but the color is still the same.
Oh, really?
Yep. Yep.
Maybe take away that CSS class thing. Maybe it's trying to override something.
Mm, okay. Let's see.
Uh, can you try
Try
to put it inside? Can you try to put
inside
it
the div,
inside
right?
the
The main.
no, like three W root inside there is a CSS file.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
that works too.
Mm,
Yeah, that works too. You don't need the style tag though, but yeah, I could try it.
yeah, inside the CSS,
App
yeah.
CSS all the way at the bottom. Yeah. No, not here. Not here. That's inside of a certain, like if you scroll up a little bit, you're inside of a media.
okay.
Do you see that? Supports whatever?
Okay.
No, just put it on a
Okay.
new line.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let me take out this guy.
yeah,
Take out this guy. So I
yeah,
think
let's try. Yeah, that should do
it
it.
should be fine now. Let me go back to home. Why is this error there? All right. So let me
If you
run this
close
guy
this
again.
window and reload it,
Mhm.
Visual Studio might know that you need to kind of reload something. Maybe. Let's see.
So let me close that window. Close this guy and open it again. Yeah, I think it's just one at the end of it. So let me run this guy now. This should do the trick. Nah, it didn't work. Let's
No?
see. No, it didn't.
Wait, what color is it? Is it just gray? Is it that little
It is
thing at the
still,
top?
yeah, this one, it is still blue.
Oh, it's
Still blue.
blue. Okay, I see
Yeah,
it at
the
the top. I see
default
it.
color. Yeah,
It's under that Sync Fusion warning
yeah,
message.
this,
Yeah, if you zoom in,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
there it is. I see it. And it's still,
Yep.
I wonder if there's like just what do you call it? An out of the box. Can you push this branch? Just push this branch.
Mm-hmm.
I'll play around with it. I
Okay.
might get through it much faster. Let's do it.
Yes, okay, let me do that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me know when it's pushed. I'll pull your code.
Yep. Spinner is,
It's
yes, so
master
let me
sync.
do raw spinner is, let me create a new PR.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, basis, spinner base. Yeah, I just created a new PR now. Yeah, I just pushed a new PR.
Are you guys still there? I I started
Yeah.
building from Visual Studio and it froze. I really don't know what this thing is doing. When I do a rebuild, it's crazy. But you can see and hear me now. Like you can see my cursor, right? Everything, right?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Okay, okay, perfect. Let me sync my master main branch and let me go to remotes and then see good naming conventions is gonna help you. You know, there's a spinner base. All I had to do is just type bases or spinner and it kind of finds the branch for me. And I'm assuming you basically have your um base component with a spinner base. I'm just gonna take that
Yeah.
guy itself. I'm gonna go to home. I know you're using, yeah, you're doing the exact same thing, right? So visible true. I wonder in the properties here, does it have anything about the color? It doesn't. It just has CSS class. It has label, size, type, and all that, but everything else is not there, right? And I'm gonna try to take this and just drop it in here. So I'm gonna go and say style. I'm
Mhm.
gonna drop that stuff in here just to test and see what happens.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think there is an extra angle bracket. Okay.
Yep. I got it. Right. So that should do the trick, right? Usually my go-to is when something is looking buggy like this, I either do this, right? And see if the error still shows up. See what I just did? I just closed the whole document and open it back
Mm.
up just to see maybe that's gonna change something. It might not. I don't know, right? So let's see if that kind of helps out. Let's run this thing. And then I'll tell you about another trick that I'm gonna do that might actually help us. Here we go. Yeah, see, I see that guy is showing as blue. That's what you were seeing, right?
Yeah,
I
basically.
wonder, aha, I wonder if I can just kind of point the arrow at it and see which component that is and see why it's not changing its color, right? Like why the color of it is not actually coming through, like actually find it as an actual component on the screen, right? So let me see if I can open up the, let's see here. Do you see these little options at the top, right? It
Yeah.
helps you kind of treat it as a a simple page, an HTML page, right? And I want to see display layout. There was one of these that actually did that trick for me. You know how you open it and it looks like you're opening a web page and you get to see the styles on the side. That's what I'm talking about, right? So let's see here. So here's that loader, and then there is the track focused element, select element, this guy. So if I select anything here on the screen, does it let me kind of, it's not showing it. It's not showing it, right? So what other options do we have here to kind of find out how to change this guy? Because I wonder if I just go and say, so this is eSpin material, eSpinner inner, eCustom class. Let's go back to the documentation of this because usually like the documentation of Sync Fusion is pretty darn good. It's very, very good. Oh, I see what I missed. We just need to say eCustom class.
E
Watch this.
custom class. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I was going to say
yeah.
that. Yeah.
E custom
Custom class.
class. By the way, that naming convention is crazy. It shouldn't be like that. It should be e custom class like that
Yep.
or e custom spinner like the naming convention. That's the thing. Like the you know it's very hard because you're a C# developer. You're trying to
Mhm.
write CSS. It's crazy, right? Let's run this thing and see what happens now. Nope, nothing. It didn't even come near it. What else could we be missing? E-custom spinner. Does it actually need, let's see, it's gotta be something, right? It's gotta be something in here that we're just not seeing yet. Um,
In the documentation, could you go to the styles and appearance? Basically, they should usually provide the CSS classes.
that's where I'm at. So if you look at If you look at this, right? Do you mean this style and appearance right here?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, see, it's the same thing, like material theme, fabric theme. Oh, I don't
Mm,
remember actually which theme did we decide to go with, and that might be the reason it's
Mm.
not catching it. Do you see how it says eSpin bootstrap,
bootstrap.
eSpin fabric?
Mhm.
But do we even have that problem? Like if I go into the mobile app, yeah, it says eSpin material. What if I just got rid of this? I want it to be generic across all. Maybe that can help. So regardless of what theme you are, because that doesn't work long term. Like if you decide to change the theme across all your classes, that's not going to help, right? Nope, still doesn't see it yet. What else can we do? It's basically saying this is a grandchild. That's what this is. Maybe this needs to be
Yeah.
like that. Maybe this
Yeah.
needs
I
to be
think.
like that.
Yeah, I think another way we can look at it is if we can inspect the spinner on the browser, then maybe we
Oh,
can get the
no, wait,
CSS
Yeah.
wait. This is what it was. This is what it was. The bootstrap
mm,
guy.
bootstrap
That's what it
file.
was.
Mhm.
So what we had before, what we had is material, but we want
Mm-hmm.
bootstrap because I selected the bootstrap. Look, let me just go back and show you what I did here. It's bootstrap 5. I chose
File.
bootstrap as a theme. So now it's
Mm-hmm.
bootstrap 5. So that's why it might. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out pretty soon. Let's run this thing. Nope, still no. Is it just a build thing? Do we just need to build? Let me do this. .NET build. It could also be not just not picking up because of the build, but we
Mm-hmm.
definitely have to figure it out. We don't have an option. We have to know how to change the color of this thing. See, I told you,
Yeah,
Abdul
I
Samad
think.
always gets the easy stuff.
Yes. So.
Hang
Mm-hmm.
on. I wanna try something as well. The materials theme, bootstrap theme, fabric theme, and then okay, so I think also like I will copy this whole thing. I think it's a little bit
Mm.
smaller than what we had before. eSpinner inner versus eSpin bootstrap. Let's see if that makes any difference. Let's run this guy.
Like, is this Bootstrap generic? Like in the configuration, we are using Bootstrap 5, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you're saying maybe generic, like is it like a bootstrap? No, you're actually right. It could be. It could be. That's right. Bootstrap 5 in here. That's a good point. Very good catch. See, two brains is better than one, and three brains is better than two. So let's. Ah, there you go. We made it. It's right there. Do you see it? Do you
Working?
see the
Yeah.
do you see the green? Can you guys see the green?
Yep.
I
Yes.
see
Yep.
trees of green. So we figured it out.
Yep.
Figured it out. So this styling is basically, and it's already in this video and whatnot. Let's see, we have a comment here. Ahmed Sam says, I think you need to apt the custom class to the CSS class attribute. Appoint the custom class. It's okay. Either
Or
way, we figured,
maybe.
yeah, we figured it out. We figured it out, right? So if I want this fill to be, what was the exact color that I was just talking to Abdul Samad about? It's this one. That's the one in the
Yeah.
actual
This one.
design,
Mhm.
right? So let me show you here what that would look like. There you go. So it's
Yeah.
purple. Do you see the purple? Do you see it?
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Pretty good stuff. If I zoom in here, you can see the,
Yep.
right? If I go back into the actual lovable view, you're gonna find that little spinner in the exact same color with the exact same behavior. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Mm.
perfect. It's pretty. Okay, Abdul Samad, let's create
All
the
right.
PR, man. You got it. We know what to do.
Mm-hmm. So let me share my screen again.
One more
Yeah.
base component, and then we get to the serious
Yep.
stuff.
I think what Ahmed meant that we should use the sharp style. If I'm not mistaken, he said to put into the CSS class attribute as we do with sharp style.
Hmm. Hmm.
I think he meant that, right?
Yeah, but it works without specific customization because that component comes with these selectors, CSS selectors out of the box, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so let me take this guy out.
Okay, here we go.
So mhm, components, bases, spinner base, basically. So these are the guys we want. CSS class um at CSS class. Then
But
what else do we want?
do we need the CSS class if we have already the ready style? I mean,
That's a good question.
Yeah.
How are we gonna test drive this if we don't do this? We probably don't need to point it specifically because it's just gonna be generated. But for
yeah.
future usages, it might be needed. I'd say keep it. I'd say keep it.
Okay.
But
So what we can do?
my
Mhm,
other question is, why do you need an opener and closer when you can just do like a
Yep.
closer, right? Like if
Yep.
unless you're planning to put something inside of it, it
Yep.
doesn't make sense, right? I'm
Yes,
also
that's
I'm
true.
also I'm also gonna just verify from my side up to Summit so I don't mislead you, but usually it's the exact
Mhm.
same thing. Yeah, you don't
Okay.
need it.
Okay, we don't need the CSS class or what?
No, you need the CSS class. You don't
Okay.
need a closer. You don't need a closer.
Okay. Hmm.
What's
So
this?
prop.
Tawfiq Stutah says hi. Do you guys know that guy? You don't know it yet. He's the manager. He's the mastermind of C Sharp and .NET.
All right.
I'm just kidding. He's just a friend of mine. I would like to mess around.
So I
I
think
think you
we
would
are
need
good to
the
go. Mm.
boolean is visible.
Yeah, it's visible, right? So let me create a new property called prop um parameter. Yeah, then bool.
I have a
Should we
question.
call it visible? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, would we need methods like for hiding and showing the spinner? Like we can manage it with this is visible property basically.
Hmm.
You can do it both ways, right? And you can do it definitely both ways. But the whole visible is visible thing is when you want to do binding from the parent component. Like you have a binding property and you want to control that binding property because you don't always have the option to make a call. Like you don't always have that kind of capability. So I think they're both good, but they have different usages. That's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Okay. So let me add a new parameter here. Then I think this is fine this way. Right. Let me run the code. Let me build basically. Build. Save. Mhm. Okay. Let me run our tests.
Also, don't forget to remove that from
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
app.css.
that's
This.
right.
I think
Yeah,
I
revert
did.
that. Yeah, you can revert that.
Yeah. Let me just revert. Yeah.
I still don't know why
No,
it
no.
did that to you. Like I still don't know why it basically not reflect. Oh, we know why it didn't reflect because we didn't have the right selector. That's
Yeah.
why, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, yeah,
Yes.
I
Yes.
think we're good.
Yeah. I
It's
think this is
showing it
fine.
it's showing
Mhm.
in the changes because you committed the
Earlier,
change
yes.
and now you're
Yeah.
reverting. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that's okay.
Spinner is
Based.
basically
Put a space, put a
the
space. That's for readability.
oh, oh I
That's
already
fine. We
pushed.
can change it in the PR.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we
So
go.
let me create a PR.
Do you have the issue
This
number?
is Zafar. Can you check the issue number? This is
Uh, yeah, let me check.
spinner is closes.
So give me 1 second.
Okay,
It is 32.
32.
32.
Wow,
Okay.
32 issues.
Okay.
We've done a lot of stuff.
Mhm. So let's create good. Okay. Yes. So I think
Eh,
yeah, I think I just created it. Should be fine now. Yep.
let's do it. Okay, my
Save.
turn. Do I get to see your PR? Is that what's happening?
Yep. Yep. So let
Let's
me
do it, man.
stop sharing so someone can review my PR.
Okay, I'll take a look.
Okay.
Basis. Here we go. Ah, you still have this.
Oh, I still have that guy. Let me take that guy away.
Remove this. Okay, so
Yep.
this is the whole thing, right? It's just for testing
Yep.
purposes.
Yep.
I don't know if I think we still I don't know if it's just Visual Studio doing that to you, but it looks like the tab, let me open it up in the code review mode just to make sure that this is
Yep.
actually showing the whole thing, right? So let's see. No, it's actually fine.
Yep.
It's the web page is doing this.
Yeah, I fixed the issue now.
Movie says, hello there. I'm glad I finally made it to the podcast. I'm glad you're on the podcast on live, Mohi. And Hadi says, hello. Hi, Hadi. Nice to meet you. Okay, it's all fixed. So I go back to the
Yep.
PR, get the latest.
See.
Let me fix the title for you. Spinner base like that.
Yep.
That fixes it. And let me refresh the screen. And then
Yep.
let's take another look. Welcome to your new app. I don't know if this home page had the ARK component in the beginning. Oh, it doesn't. Do you know why it doesn't? Because it's still in a branch. It's still in a
Mm-hmm.
branch. The ARK component didn't merge yet. That's why. That's what it is, right? So, okay, let me
Yeah,
approve
I
and
have a
merge
quick
this.
question.
Uh,
I just noticed I noticed that probably Abdusamad forgot to remove the using in the home page.
The using right.
ah,
Okay.
yeah, that needs to
Give me a
go. See,
sec.
Zafar got you.
Yep.
That's why he
He's
turned off the
always
camera.
getting
He's hiding away just to make sure he gets the
me.
scent.
All right. So let me take that guy away. Code rob, code cleanup, then commit and push.
We have
Hello,
Yeah.
Uzbekistan.
Satsura. Hello, Uzbekistan. Mr. Hassan, assalamu alaikum. Alaikum assalam. Nice to meet you, Satsura. Don't spam the chat or I will ban you. We got Mr. Greg Hayes on the line. Careful now, everyone, watch your manners because Greg is here. Happy to have you, Greg. And then Ricky's finally done with the lawn. Okay, if you're done with the lawn, then join the stream then.
Yep. 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 So I think it's fine now.
Mhm. Tawfiq
Um,
says, what are you guys building? What kind of app is it? It's the best kind of app, Tawfiq. You're just gonna have to kind of hop into the stream and we'll tell you. It's a mobile app for kindness. It's very good. It's a very good idea, I think. Okay, let's refresh this and see. Let's take a look. Yeah, it looks clean. Looks good.
Yep.
All right. I guess you're gonna get the approval. So remove this. This is resolved, and then I'm gonna merge. I'm assuming it's building and running on your local machine.
Yep. Yes. Yes. The tests run fine.
See, Taufik approves the idea. Who's next? Is it Zafar? Let's update our architecture first, and then see why Zafar is
Yeah,
hiding from the screen. Let's go. So this is green. Thank you
yeah,
for
just
going on the
training my eyes.
just cleaning your eyes. Okay.
Training.
Oh, training your eyes. Okay. All right. So you're gonna do the hardest one, Zafar. The division. Actually, I don't
Yeah,
think we need this
Oh,
because I already built this,
yeah.
right?
yeah,
Yep.
So
We
this is
have it
just a
done.
already.
this is just a reused component. In fact, actually,
Oh,
if I want to be nice to this architecture and make it actually really good, I should remove this from here, move that to the middle. You guys know where I'm going with this, no? You can read my mind or no? So this goes like this and it goes like that. So this
yep.
guy, right? Because it's using the exact same shared component, so it makes sense. So I guess Zafar's round is done. He skipped his
Yeah,
round. He doesn't have to build anything.
yeah,
Let's take a comment from the section and then we'll determine what to do next. Sat Satsura says, I'm starting to watch your lessons, Hassan. Please make another video on C# programming. I'm switching from cybersecurity to programming. Programming is more interesting. Sounds good. I have a feeling that we're gonna have a lot of videos. If God wills it, we will be we'll be writing a lot of videos and doing a lot of videos. Hadi says, what's your take on avoiding large language model usage during the learning phase of a new framework concept? Excuse me if this is a bit of out of no, it's not out of topic. I mean, that's the point of having these streams is to basically say, I have a question and this is the opportunity. I don't have an AMA ask me anything sessions anymore. So it makes sense that you're asking questions there. And just Hadi, just to kind of answer your question, I do have a feeling that people who will be using AI to learn programming, they're gonna miss out quite a bit, right? Because they won't get they're gonna build reliance. It's like smoking, right? You start smoking and then your brain stops producing, the equivalent. The nicotine starts like you become codependent, right? Or dependent, fully dependent on nicotine, and it becomes a problem. I don't have a very strong opinion. I think it's okay to use AI to learn, but I feel like I'm seeing a lot more people, especially on the younger side, that just don't know how to research, right? They don't know how to try and error, right? They just head straight to AI and just, see what AI tells them. So that basically means that there potentially will be a new generation of engineers, software engineers that just don't know how to hack things and find out about things. But isn't that just part of the evolution of the entire thing? Like, I remember when I was younger, people said, oh, just going on YouTube and researching, you're too dependent on Google to find your answers or on Stack Overflow. Back in my day, we used to figure things out and our computers weren't connected to the internet, right? So I guess it's just part of the evolution. And I know change is hard. Change is kind of um, it's always a problem for especially for existing generations, people that older generation. Change is a lot harder to kind of get used to. But I think it's fine. I think it's just part of our evolution. The only concern will be like, what if AI can't answer your question? That's a big problem. And also, why if AI is misleading you and you can't tell whether what it's telling you is true or lie or a hallucination, right? What if AI is also not giving you the third part is what if AI is not giving you the best option, right? How can you determine? That's that's the problem. So anyway, I don't know, just a thought. Hadi. I don't know. Um, Look at that. Mr. Rick is online. Where are you? Show up. Say something.
I'm beat right now. The, a lot of
Thank you.
long work.
Thank you for joining.
Hey,
For joining, Ricky. I appreciate
been
you.
a while.
Yeah, it's just so heartwarming just to see the community starting to come together and hopping in. Oh, there he is. Hey.
Hi, Ricky.
Hey,
No cookies this time. Cookies? Okay, not there.
it's daytime, so
It's
they're not
daytime, not
partying. They're
night.
not partying.
So happy to see you, man. This is amazing. And you get to meet these guys, and these guys get to meet you. Samad, Zafar. We're literally like this stream right now is from all over the world at this point in time because Ricky, you're in Puerto Rico, right? Down at the south, and I'm all the way up there in Washington. Up to Samad is in Nigeria, and Zafar is all the way over there. And is it Indonesia right now, Zafar? Are you in Indonesia these days? I feel like he's on the
Yeah,
run.
correct.
Who's chasing you? Who owes you money? So anyway, he's like this connection, like we're literally cutting a straight line through the entire planet. Like this stream is going like this around the planet. I'm so happy to see you, Ricky, just like everybody else. Let's see what else in the comment. That's a good take. Thank you. Not gonna lie, Stack Overflow won't always give you the best answer either. Yeah, that's very true. In fact, actually, since AI started kind of becoming mainstream, Stack Overflow had a horrible hit. Like if you guys see Stack Overflow, let me just show you how you know how things are going in the software market without you having to kind of read news or anything like that. If you go to Stack Overflow, let's just go say site rank. Site rank. Watch this. Site rank will tell you basically where a site is at, right? So if I go and say Stack Overflow, no, not like that. Hold on. GoDaddy got me with their sponsored link. Check page rank. I think that would do the trick for us. Yeah, stackoverflow.com. Let's see where these guys are at. No, that's still not what I'm looking for. There's like an official site rank, and this site checker or rank or whatever, it basically shows you how much a website have dropped, right? Stackoverflow.com. Let's see. Site rank checker. It's now going to ask me for a subscription or something stupid like that. Oh, I can't see it. I don't know what the web page were, honestly, but here's let's see, site visitor checker, something like that. Check any website traffic rank. You are a rank checker sponsored. Gee, I can't remember, but let me just show you here. Stack Overflow, right? And then there is if you just look at the news, right? AI didn't kill Stack Overflow. Okay, so that's the topic. And then Stack Overflow seeks rebrand as traffic continues to plummet because people don't go there anymore. It's always now people are going straight into AI and it's becoming a problem, right? So I'm not saying Stack Overflow, I'm just saying here's what people used to use before AI was, and then what people used to do even before Stack Overflow. Um, I remember I lived through a time where we didn't have internet connection at all. The internet wasn't the thing. So we would get magazines, computer programming magazines, and they had CDs in it. I don't know if the younger side of the world knows. Do you know what a CD is? Burning a CD? Zafar, Abdullah, do you guys know
Yes,
what that?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this
CD.
around.
You
Yeah.
need to have a special kind of thing to burn CDs. That's what they used to call it. And it would actually come out hot. Do you remember that stuff, Ricky? I'm pretty sure you've been through that. No? Never seen
Uh,
that?
oh no, never. Of course
Never.
not.
He has. He just doesn't want to show his age.
No.
Okay. Let's get back on track. We got sidetracked a little bit. So, Ricky, have you heard about the ARK? The ARK project is pretty cool. It's
I've been
pretty fun.
watching. I've been watching some of the videos.
Been
Yeah,
watching some of these.
yeah.
So what's next, guys? The next step here is that we wanna do the loading text. Where's the one that has the spinner in it? Is it this one? This one, right?
Yep.
We want to build basically like chronologically. We want to build the right order of things. So if you go back to this lovable, sorry, I keep hopping back and forth, but look at this lovable view. I want that top part. That top part is probably the whole shebang, right? So the flipped, kind of the spinner and the content underneath it, and then the other spinner and whatever else is out there, right? And what we decided to do is to kind of build it from the top down. So Zafar, it's your turn. Yay. It's gonna be great. Let's start building that top part, that component part, right? So that top part would be what? Let me show you here in the architecture. That top part would be loading text component. So that's the part that will have the paragraph, the header, and then the division. And that division, you probably, actually, you know what? I think you need to build the loading spinner first because the spinner is at the top, right? So the order of this architecture is not exactly right. Let me look how I'm gonna flip
Yeah.
things upside down. So what I'm gonna do, I can update the architecture later. I don't want to kind of spend time kind of moving boxes around, but this is the piece that I want us to do right now. This piece about loading spinner component. So we need that little upside down kind of diagonal kind of thing, and then inside of it, you want to put the spinner. It's all yours, my friend. Have fun.
Yep.
It helps if
Sounds
Let's
you
good.
go.
it helps if you POC it. So POC it
Let me
first.
share my screen.
I also want to take a couple of follow-up questions. Mohi says AI is still not mature enough as still struggles boilerplate code. That's true. I'm starting to see this a lot on LinkedIn. I see people that are saying, I've used Claude, I've used OpenAI, ChatGPT, and seriously, if you don't know how to write software and you're just relying on it, they call it vibe coding, you're up for an absolute disaster. It's just gonna be, and you're gonna just keep going back and forth because you don't understand. It's giving you complete gibberish, and you're sticking it into code base. I don't know. The joke here was the CEO that fired like 200 software engineers and replaced them with AI, and then one engineer kind of popped in the chat and said, "By the way, your website doesn't have SSL certificate on it. Maybe you should hire someone for that because AI is not going to do that for you." So I think that was a good burn. Um, Moe says a plushing heart would be nice as it is random act. I agree. I agree. I like this idea. Maybe I need to go back to lovable Mohi and basically
Oh,
regenerate. Let's just start with this base like beta release and see what that looks like. Um, um, Sastura says, if you finish your project, will it allow me to be a penetration testing? It is done without making the flaw public. So sure, I think I understand what you're trying to say. Yeah, testers are always welcomed. Okay, so POC
Okay,
at
yeah.
first. POC at first. And let's see if we can do that whole diagonal thing. I think you might need some serious CSS for that, but let's just see.
Yeah. So I created just division and called it rotated box, right? In
Uh-huh.
here. Let me turn off the copilot. So
This is
enable
exciting.
copilot. I think I enabled, right? Oh, you cannot see. How
Can't.
can I enable it?
What are you trying to enable? The view?
I want. I don't want the copilot suggestions.
Oh, you want us to see the Copilot suggestions?
No,
no,
no, no.
no. He wants to
Uh,
disable it.
He wants to go solo.
Oh, you want to go
yeah.
solo that Copilot?
Yeah, he wants to go
Yeah.
solo.
Who cares, bro? Just go. Let's go. Why do you
Okay.
care about these
Okay.
things?
So let's use this rotated box class, and
So,
I don't know. Let's
sorry,
give.
Zafar. Just to follow up on Mohi, he says, then AI itself later suggested to the manager, you should probably hire
Yes,
software engineer. That's good. All right, sorry, Zafar. Go ahead.
Let's give width and height 100 pixel.
mhm.
So, and we want the background color. Could you send me the background color of
Oh,
that
you
box?
bet. Oh, you bet. You bet. Let me find that for you. So what Zafar is asking for, guys, just so you understand, he's looking for the exact color. This is very important. It's a hexadecimal color that we use to define the what color something needs to be exactly in numbers, right? Some people have this amazing capacity of basically saying, oh, it's azure, it's peach, it's light gray, whatever. I don't know how to speak that language, but I can speak hex for sure. Hex is very easy. All right, you got the hex. It's in the chat.
Okay.
Let fly.
So as you can see, I use the transform property in here with the rotate of 90 degrees.
90 degrees. Nice.
And after that,
Ricky, that's
let's say
CSS stuff. I know you love it. As a backend engineer, it's your
Oh,
favorite thing.
I
oh,
bet.
like
Qu-
this.
Question though, wouldn't it be 45 degrees
Is
if
it
it's a
Yeah.
square?
45.
Yeah, because 90 degrees will flip the whole box and we won't see any
Yeah.
difference.
Oh,
Aha.
okay, correct.
Agreed. Agreed. Good call.
45.
Can you also take out the extra semicolon after the color code?
Yeah, there is a couple of semicolon because I misled him. I gave him to him that way. It came with the semicolon, batteries included. Let's go.
Let's do align self center and justify content to center,
Yep.
because if I'm not mistaken, the design it's in the center.
Yep.
Let's try to run this. Hopefully it should work. Oh, I forgot one thing. Let me stop.
Yep.
I need to
Visible.
say is visible.
This,
to-
yeah. Yep. Okay.
We have a
Yeah.
lot of questions in the chat. Let's go. Let's go. Stream is getting hot. Let's go, bro.
Yeah. Let's run it.
So a little bit more about what you were talking about AI. I think the problem is more over reliance of it more than
Yes.
anything.
Yes.
I always find it more as a tool more than anything, but not
Yes.
as a like one solution to everything.
Yes. I agree with you 100% on that. That's the
Yeah.
problem. I mean, there are books written about vibe coding right now. That's the situation that we're in, right?
Yeah.
And we're in a bad situation, right? Because if people actually think, I mean, eventually, maybe at some point, right, that's going to be the case. But even in this day and age, you still have to have a brain. You can't hand your brain off to a toaster to do the thinking for you, right?
I mean, it's called a co-pilot for a reason, right?
It's co-pilot, right? Not
Yeah,
the pilot. It's a co-pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this looks good.
This looks
Nice.
great.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, it's not 100%, but it's getting there. Can you put that little purple thing in there just to make things? This is amazing, by the way. We got it. This is it. This is it right here.
I wouldn't
Oh,
have
we
done
just
it.
need to make that spinner a little bigger. That's all.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Ricky? What
Let
were
me
you gonna say?
reduce this guy to 300.
I was gonna say
Can
I would
see
have
it.
done that.
Ricky, what's the best thing about, like, I mean, you could probably figure things out on your own. The best thing about working with people, right? You have this, you're building this social connection, which is, as human beings, we are very social beings, even the most introverted of us, right? But also,
Oh,
I mean, think about it. Yeah, that spinner is not going to help you, dude. You're going to have to use that custom thing that I gave you.
yeah.
There
Yep.
you go. Now you
This
have,
one, right?
yeah, now
Yep.
you've come back to your senses. Now you're with me. Let's go.
Now, yeah, you need to change. You need to change the custom class.
Yeah, I need to
I
change
guess.
this.
And also you need, yeah,
I don't think I need it.
you don't need it, but
Okay.
also you need to say Bootstrap 5.
Bootstrap.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Bootstrap 5. Mm.
What was the reason behind
So
that?
yeah.
It has to do with theming.
Because of the theme. The theme that's
Ah,
established. Yes, that's the reason. Yeah.
okay.
Don't
That's
forget the
weird.
color. It's pink. Pink, hot pink.
Yeah, let me clarify quickly
See, Satsura's trying to
the
help you.
CSS name.
Satsura is trying to help you. Very curious about you. How many years of experience do you have, bro? Where are you from? Are you Uzbek? By the way, Zafar, just so everyone knows, Zafar is not from Uzbekistan. He's his own guy. He's from ARK. That's where he's from.
Yeah.
Here we go. Moment of
Bootstrap
truth.
5. Okay, let's run.
Yeah, that
Here
should
we go.
work.
Here we go. Here we go. But you still have that. Ooh, look at that. Zoom, zoom,
Yeah.
zoom, zoom.
Let's
Zoom, zoom,
see
zoom, zoom.
now.
Perfect.
Nice.
Now we just need to make that circle a tiny bit bigger. A tiny bit bigger. Let me just kind of give you
Yeah.
an idea, right? So here's my screen, Zafar. You don't have to unshare, by the
Okay.
way. I'm going to switch back to you super quick because we both can share at the same time. Do you see what it looks like? Do you see it?
Uh,
It's just a bit bigger. I wonder if I
yeah.
can just get you the radius so we are perfectly exact. It basically says height
Font
32,
size.
huh?
Mhm.
Height 32, width 32, border radius 50, whatever. I think that's what I think that's what you need. I think that's what you need, bro.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah. Let
I
me
wonder
try.
if radius comes out of the box from SyncFusion, maybe radius property.
Maybe. He doesn't need the
Yeah.
radius. He just probably just
Mm.
needs the size, right? That's what I'm
Okay.
Yeah,
thinking.
I
Mm.
think font size should help.
Okay,
Yep.
back to you. At the
Share your
stage.
screen now.
Move.
Mm.
Yeah, there he is.
Could you give me the width and height of that
Width and height,
rotated
the
box?
32
Width and
px.
height of the
Oh, the actual box, I'll tell you.
yeah.
It's 64 by 64. So 64 by
Oh,
64 and then 32 by 32.
okay. Now then, I think this should work fine because the width and height was 80 pixel.
And also, please try to leverage hot reload. You don't have to kind of restart the whole app. Just click that fire button. That'll do it for you.
Oh yeah, I tried it actually, but let
T-
me
t-
try
t-
it one more
Try it
time.
when I'm on the stream. It will get scared and it will work. If you do it alone, it's not gonna work.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
okay. Okay, let's see. So now I think
Oh
this is
man,
better, right?
Yeah.
I think it's
Yep.
better. I think is this spinner a little thicker? I think we need to control,
Yeah.
huh?
The thickness, right?
Yeah, the thickness. And it's also too fast. We need to slow it down a little bit. Hold on, let me switch back to my screen. Here, watch this. So this guy, right? This guy, what is the width? It's not the width, guys. What is it? What's making it? What's the thickness of this thing? Border rate. It's not border radius, right?
I think it's just border
It's just
because of
border.
Yeah.
the
Oh, you're
3px
right.
is using.
3px,
Yeah.
that's right.
Solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, Gregory just said it has a color effect on the color. Do you see that animation spin, whatever? I don't know if you
Uh,
can get to it. I don't know if you can control that because you're using a third-party component, right? But at least we can make it just a little slower. Do you see how slow it is? Slower, right?
Yeah.
It's all yours, Zafar. Have fun.
Uh okay, sounds good.
I
Let
Ha-
me
think
share.
it might be the transform if you
Is
want to
it the
control the
Mm.
transform?
speed. Yeah, I noticed when you were inspecting the element, it was constantly changing on that transform property. So it might be that, but I'm not
Yep,
100% sure.
yep. I'm with you. Yep. Maybe expand the getting started. Expand the getting started.
Mhm. Okay. So
Yeah, that's just the setup.
This is
Yeah,
setup.
it's just a setup.
Yeah.
Customize the spinner. All styles and appearance.
There, size.
Type
There you go.
size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4
So
backend engineers walk into a UI component. Sounds like a beginning of an interesting joke.
yeah, model spinner label type. We have the
Yeah,
types.
that's the type. There. See how that's a little bit skinnier. What
Yeah,
did they do there?
I think there is a type material for that spinner type.
No,
Mm,
forget about the type. That's just the how it looks, right? The look and feel. But there's the thickness of it. Where is that controlled at?
Maybe you
The
can check
thickness is
styles
can
and
for the type.
appearance.
Okay.
Mm,
Styles and appearance. Yeah.
right.
Let's see.
No,
Nothing there.
it doesn't give.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Isn't a lot of documentation there?
Mm.
I'm looking at the Sync Fusion people.
Okay, there is also
Interesting.
nothing.
Let's just make it a little bit bigger at least, right? Let's
Mm.
go back to your code and make it a little bit bigger. We'll do the best. I mean, it's not a strict requirement. It's not like gonna break the system or anything, but I want it to be as close. There's something about being so professional and good at what you
Yeah.
do that you can make it identical to the requirement. Identical, right? Let's go and try that with the size thing, see what that does.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go you. Share your screen.
Yeah. I'm resharing my. So
Let's do it.
let me stop this up.
Here we go. I mean, it looks
So,
wonderful, honestly. I love it. Let's do it.
so we have a size. So this is a string. Let me
Mhm.
quickly add that parameter in here.
And then I'm gonna tell you about a very nice standard upgrade that just hit me while you're talking about this. You're gonna find it exciting, I promise you.
So in here we can give the size, let's say 50.
Just
By
need to filter
default,
it to
it's
update
at
the
30.
standard. That's all.
Yep.
Yeah, 50. Let's try 50.
Does it have to do with components, Hassan, by any
Yes, it
chance?
does. Yeah, I
Oh,
have a feeling. I have a feeling. I mean, I don't know how you guessed it.
because I actually was thinking about something I wanted to share with you guys on the
Okay,
chat,
please
but I
do.
was like, well, you know that you guys are having right now the standard abstraction of on
Yep.
things, right? So I was just thinking, like, why not have something for component base, since you guys
That's the
always
base.
design, right?
That's what this base is. That's what the
Yeah.
base is. But if we can have an interface for a component injection, that would be wild, Ricky.
Oh, okay. I see.
Hmm.
I see. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Because essentially we're making component-based libraries, if you think about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That looks better. Now slow that thing down. If you can slow it down, that would be perfect.
Yeah, let me quickly check for the properties. So we have label type, z index. Maybe we can change the type.
Maybe. Or maybe you just, there gotta be like something that says size and thickness and whatever. Something needs to slow this thing down. I don't know what it is. Let me go ask AI. Maybe AI can answer that question for you. So SF Spinner and Sync Fusion Blazor, how to slow that thing down. I'm very nice to AI. Very, very nice to AI. I'm very polite because someday they're gonna take over. Oh, look, you can just set up animation dash duration 3 seconds. Do that.
Oh.
See
Mhm.
yeah, see documentation is not there. I mean, it makes sense. Let's go figure out what AI is saying. I just dropped it in the chat for you.
Okay, let me check that.
It's a CSS custom thing.
Oh, it's a CSS. Interesting.
Yeah. Because the animation, it's coming from CSS, right?
Yeah.
So does that mean Sync Fusion doesn't have like a straight
Property? It doesn't.
property?
No,
Oh, I see.
it does
Yeah.
not. That's bad. That's very bad.
Okay.
Do you have to pass that custom slow spinner? Because that's a new thing, right?
I, I think that should
The
be the
CSS class.
CSS class.
That's
So
right.
yeah,
You should
Hmm.
probably do that.
yeah, that guy. Yeah.
But what
That's
about
true.
this other
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
spinner
good.
class that he created? Oh, he just added it in there. Yeah, that works. Let's do it. Is it
Mm.
slower now? No, dude, hot reload, hot reload, hot reload. Ah,
No, it didn't work. I tried. I just tried actually.
okay, you tried. As long as you tried it, then it's fine.
Uh,
Is it
I
slower?
think
Oh yeah. Oh
yeah, it
yeah.
is.
Make it, make it,
Is it?
make it, make it 10 seconds, and that'll tell you actually, or 30. Let's see.
Like this hard reload doesn't work, I
It's not
think.
working. Fine. Okay, I believe you
Yeah.
now. I
Yeah, it's just
finally.
saying they didn't detect any code changes, which is weird.
Is
No,
it
it's
actually
not
slower?
working.
No,
I think
it's
it
working.
froze. Okay, it's working. Is it? No, no, it's not.
Not
It
working.
doesn't work.
No,
No.
I don't think it's
No, it
working.
doesn't. Mm.
Mhm.
Hold on. Let's take a question, and then we'll come back to this one. Oh my lord, this is big. What does it say? It says I'm an aspiring. Let me put me here. Here, let's take that question. I'm an aspiring .NET Core web developer. My only issue is that I also use Vim as an editor, at least the key bindings, which makes me a lot more efficient. My only issue is that Visual Studio, the fully fledged IDE, has very uh, poor tooling for Vim. I'm assuming that's what you're trying to say. It only has a single very poor plugin. Things like that make me gravitate towards other products like Writer, which has IDEA Vim, way better for Vim support. But Writer still does not have all the features. Yeah, I know. It's you're gonna have to make a choice. And honestly, I worked with people that wouldn't even use an IDE at all. I swear to God that like the people that I learned from, they would actually write an actual .cs file. They create it manually and then run the build on the command line. That's just how they want it to work. Some of them use Notepad++. Use whichever tool works for you, dude. Who cares? Like at the end of the day, when the code is pushed to GitHub, nobody's going to go and say, wait a second, this code was written with Writer. It's not written with Visual Studio. Visual Studio will come short on some things. Maybe try VS Code. I don't like VS Code personally, but try VS Code. Maybe it has all the features that you need. I think JetBrains products are also amazing. I think they're very good products. But yeah, long story short, I don't know. Maybe someone in the Visual Studio team will hear you and update that. Oh, you made it very slow, dude. What did you do?
Yeah, I just put it inside the Syncfusion CSS class.
Nice. Look how
Yeah,
slow
so
this
let's.
thing is. Now we just need to know what Lovable wants us to make it look like. Like what actually, like the lovable design. Hang on, hang on. So I think we can figure this out, right? So again, for backend engineers, what do you get out of it? So what's the actual speed of this thing? There gotta be a speed here somewhere that we can see. 1 second. It says 1 second.
Yeah,
Do you
one
see it?
second. Linear
Let's do
infinite.
1 second and see. I feel like 1 second is gonna be super fast, guys, but let's try it.
Yeah, let's try.
I mean, you can play around with it 1 second to two, probably to three, like you had it originally.
But the three didn't take effect. That's the problem. We couldn't
Yeah,
tell.
But they didn't have it with this current changes, right?
Yes, it didn't have with the current changes. That's right. That's right.
yeah, it's same.
It's the same.
I think this is
Yeah,
slower than the previous one.
It is.
Yeah.
It is slower. And hi Raymond. Raymond says hello. Let's make it just a tiny bit smaller. Did you make the box 64 by 64 and the spinner 32
yeah.
by 32? So why is this thing
Uh,
not looking 32, dude,
like
not
Size.
35?
I think
Mm,
32 is gonna be very
Massive?
small, actually.
Very small? We'll see.
Yeah,
Did you compile
yeah.
it already internally? Just did you already get the
yeah.
view? Here we go.
So yeah, it's very small actually.
Show me, just zoom in a little bit so we can see. Yeah, this is exactly what Lovable wants you to do. If we can put them
Really?
side by side, I think that would do the trick. If we can put them side by side. So let me push that POC branch. Just type in POC dash
Mm-hmm.
what did we call it? What's the component name? Hold on.
Um,
Loading spinner component.
Spinner.
POC dash loading spinner component. And just put it out there, and I'll put them side by side and I'll show you. Easy peasy. That's an easy problem to solve.
Yep, sounds good. So let's call it POC.
Yep.
Uh, spinner component.
loading spinner.
Someone has a question. If size is fixed, screen size, auto size change, will the pixel, that's a great question. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say your name. I think that's Korean. Maybe I'm wrong. But to answer your question, um, the pixel and the size, like a 10 pixel on a smaller phone could be different from a 10 pixel on a bigger phone. But maybe we're gonna need percentages. We're gonna fix these things with testing. I also want to make this app
Yeah.
accessible, like people with uh, uh, hearing or um, visual disabilities. I want this to I want this to work. Yes, I'm your fan, Korea. Yay! How do I say your name? Type your name in English and I'll say your name. Like type how to say your name in English letters and I'll say your name. Okay, you have it pushed already, Zafar?
Yes, I have sent my branch to the
Oh,
private chat.
oh, wunderbar. Let's try that. Let's go do that. Here we go. We wrap up this component and then we go home, okay? And then we do the other component and the bigger one later, next week. Huh?
Okay.
Okay, so again, naming conventions are important. My name is Dong Dong. Okay, Dong Dong, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. You see the letters, they're the same letters, so it's Dong Dong, like that. I hope I'm saying it right. Nice to meet you, man. All right, so let's go and get the remote and then POC.
Hassan, I think you're muted.
Yeah, yeah. I also cannot hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Hassan.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Now we
Yeah,
can.
this thing, this Arctis something or other, yeah, it kind of freaks out. Uh, if you, I'm gonna take a screenshot and show you. They're almost identical, but not exactly identical, and I'll show you why. There's something about the color. That's what Gregory was talking about. The box itself, like um, the actual box, that pink box, is actually having a fading color in it, like itself. But just give me a second here. I'm trying to make them as identical as possible size-wise. Maybe just one tiny tick. Okay, let me take a screenshot and show you guys. This is what it looks like. And then you'll have some observations, I'm sure. So here it is. It's almost perfect, but not 100%. Watch. Do you see? What's the difference? That color that you're seeing on the right side here, it's not a different color on the left. It's actually fading. It's actually animating, fading back and forth,
Oh, so it's
right?
not opacity then.
Yeah, it's not a, is it an opacity? We're gonna
I,
find out in a second.
yeah.
But the one easy thing that I know about is that this spinner is still thicker. We want to make it a little bit thinner. How do we do it? Zafar, how do we do it?
Yeah, I'm thinking that we can maybe use the border radius for that, or the border
Um,
itself.
I think it's
Like,
the
yes,
border,
I
the
think
border
it's the border
itself.
itself. Yeah,
Yeah, the border itself. As for the
the
box,
sphere.
it could be opacity, but I'm also leaning towards what Hassan was saying about animation as well.
It's probably animation. Let's actually find out. So if I go into Lovable, here's Lovable. And then
Yeah,
if I go on
Mhm.
that box itself, I actually didn't notice that. Even I didn't notice that myself. Look, it has animation 2-second pulse. Do you see
pulse.
it?
I see.
What is that? Pulse. It's like the web, Ricky. It's like the web became like an entirely
I'm gonna say CSS has evolved a lot, and there's just a ton of
crazy,
things that have changed. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
bro, crazy. What is
yeah,
happening? Like, I just saw this guy the other day, and now you were passing variables inside
yeah,
CSS. That's
yeah.
what Mohi was
You
talking
don't
about
you don't
earlier.
need SAS. What is SAS anymore, right?
There is no SAS needed.
No.
What? This thing is just out of the world. So anyway, okay,
Yeah.
Zafar, do you wanna do you wanna try to make it thicker? Sorry, thinner.
Yes, let me share my screen.
Zafar is on the mobile network. He probably ran out of data, but this by this point, all that back and forth.
Ah,
That's good.
okay.
Um, Fiasco says, Flygon Fiasco says ensemble programming should be called vibe coding. This has been a good vibe. I agree. So we're vibing, just a bunch of engineers just building stuff. I agree with you. I think that is vibe coding. I'm just somewhat, why am I a part of this conversation? I don't care about vibe coding. Let's just build the app. Cool. Cool, cool. Okay, almost there.
Um, let's see if the border, we have something also like border width, but
But
I don't
is
know
it
if
a
this is gonna
border? Is
help.
that spinner? Is it actually a border that we're controlling? I don't know. We'll try.
Yeah, let's see. No,
There
it's
we
still
go.
same, right?
I thought it would a little thicker. It seems a little thicker to a little thinner to me.
Um, let me try border width. No, this is also not helping. So, or is it thinner? Do you see it?
It
I
it
think it
seems
changed something.
it seems a little thinner. Can you zoom in a little bit, bro? Zoom in on the right. Yeah,
Yeah.
it seems a little. Okay, do that whole animation thing in the box as well. Just do the animation in the box. Let's see.
Uh, you mean the animation itself?
Yeah, but in the box, like the actual pink box.
Okay.
Yeah. So what did they say? What lovable recommendation was? Animation, and then you say pulse, 2-second infinite.
So from what
Animation.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so from what I'm reading here, it's
Mm.
actually a pulse is actually a keyframe created CSS property.
Oh, really?
So you have to create a keyframe to basically design the pulse and then assign that as like a variable to the animation property.
Oh, you're
Uh,
right. You're right. Okay,
yeah,
you were actually right all along. It's actually is an opacity. Take that code that I just dropped for you. I didn't know you could do. Oh my God, what is this? You're defining
Okay, let me.
custom animations?
Apparently, yeah, from what I see, it's called keyframes. I just read about it just now. I'm like, what is this? I sent it over the chat
Yes,
in
yes,
the
yes.
Elite 3 school, but it's like, what?
No, it's its own
This is
thing.
for the
Like,
box, right?
no, but it's outside of this dot rotated window. It has its own thing. And I think you do need the keyframe thing. I'll find the actual code for you. Hold on a second.
Yeah,
Because I'm
Lovable probably has it
Mm.
on the browser.
yes,
So it's probably had it inspected, but
yes,
yeah.
yes. Let's see, Pulse. Where do I find Pulse? Index CSS, layer, base, body, app CSS, root, keyframes, logo, span, transform, whatever. I don't see it specifically as a keyframe, but let's just see if he does. No, dude, put the pulse animation outside of this, like in
Mhm.
its own thing,
Okay.
like this. Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
is it a class?
Just
Mhm.
no, just like this, pulse, just like that.
Okay.
Try. I think it's wrong, but let's try. I think Ricky's right. He said it's supposed to be keyframes, but let's try.
Okay.
Because I don't see that pulse. It could be an out of the box thing. Who knows? Nope. Don't find the pulse here either. It's somewhere. Is it working?
No, it's still
Not yet. Okay.
building.
Pulse.
Like, shouldn't we do like keyframe and then pulse, and then
Maybe.
inside define the
Maybe.
percentage?
Maybe.
Oh, it did
It
something, but
is it
what is that?
like the box itself? Oh, what is that? Oh, that's just the border thing that you added.
Yeah,
Remove
yeah,
that border
that's the
thing.
border.
Okay, let's do it as keyframes then. I'm still with you.
Okay,
I'll be back in just 10 seconds. Still with you. Can hear you still.
okay. Then keyframe. It should be, I think, keyframe, then pulse, and here. So let me check. So here we can define the percentages, right? Like, for example,
I believe so. Yeah, that's what the doc
like
says. Yeah.
like the opacity. We give the same opacity you just dropped. This guy, right? And we do for the 50%. But here, as I understood, we should put like 05, and then same basically for the 100%. Okay, so what else? Keyframes. There should be keyframes, then pulse.
So do you just
Yeah, let's
define
try
it
this.
like custom? That's crazy, bro.
Yeah,
Mohi says pulse heart.
doesn't
And
exist.
0% transform scale opacity. We're gonna
Yeah,
try
this
Mohi's. We gotta
this
try
is
Mohi's suggestion.
this is the part where I just don't know anything about CSS
No,
animations.
no, bro, all of us, I mean, I stopped CSS at the part where you center text in a div, and that's
Yeah.
just the depth of it. But it doesn't like it. Oh, do at because you're inside a razor, so it will see the at as a C# thing. Yeah, now it's gonna work. Go ahead. I got you, fam. Don't worry. I got you covered.
Good to
So
know.
It's an escape character, right? That's your escape. Is it
Makes sense.
pulsing?
no, the only thing I just want, I just didn't understand. Like, it should be basically pulse, right? But
Yes.
how do we define
Eh,
this specific
So
rotated box?
That's where you do animation,
yeah,
pulse,
animation.
1 second, important.
Yeah, yeah,
Animation
you
Pulse,
call in.
pulse.
Yeah.
1 second, important. That's basically it. This is hilarious. I love this. Just back-end engineers trying to kind of. I'm pretty sure there's a UI engineer out there be like, stuff it. Oh, not important. Make it infinite. Just type infinite. Infinite.
Infinite.
Take away the bank. Take away the bank. The exclamation
Okay.
mark. Let's go to town.
Yeah, we're just trying to crack the code here, man.
You wanna really mess with someone interviewing for like a back-end job? Tell them develop a CSS class that will call an API, and they will just have like just start panicking. Like we're like, don't do this to me, please. It's not there, is it?
When I just ran, it was like changing at the
That's
beginning,
that's
but
that's
it
what we want to
stopped.
do, but it's not doing it infinitely. Is that what's happening?
Maybe one. Yeah. Let me rerun because it was running when I changed the
Okay,
important to infinite.
okay, do it. Okay,
So what you're saying is it did something.
it did something.
Okay,
That's what we're hearing.
Yeah, you see,
oh, I
it's
see. I
doing.
saw it. I saw
It's
it.
Yeah,
doing.
I
Yes,
saw it.
yes, yes. Yeah, I saw. It's
Uh,
working.
Yeah.
It's working. Yay! That's exactly how
that's
backend
infinite.
engineers feels when they call an API endpoint to get data from it. I'd be like, what's so interesting about that? Oh my God, this is perfect. Okay, so save that POC branch and protect it with
One
your
second.
life because it took some time to fight and get to that point.
7 minute bug bolt.
And then hopefully let's productionize it next week. Let's make it productionizable next week. Okay. I want to make sure I also didn't miss anyone in the chat, anyone who asked a question or anything. Yeah, I think we're good. Um, I'm really grateful for all of you. This really, my watch keeps sending me a sign that I'm feeling extremely joyful at this moment. I swear, I'm not making this up. The watch is saying it looks like you're feeling extremely pleasant and happy. Ah, the stupid camera. Hold on. I gotta show you this. Let me show you. I really feel this way. Look, is it even gonna come on, you sucker?
uh,
You see
it,
it?
it, it's
Pleasant,
Yeah,
pleasant.
pleasant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
This is how
Yeah.
I feel,
Pleasant.
like extremely joyful. I'm really happy. That's how my overall vibe right now, just doing this. So I really mean it. This has been really fun. Um, let's keep banging on this thing, you know? So that's like architecture wise, map wise, and I know like I just want to show people what it takes to build software and how much it goes into it, but also have fun doing it, you know, while we're at it. Just bring your friends and do it. So we're gonna be starting from here, and we're gonna do here and here. We're gonna test drive it, and then that will finish 1 out of 3 components. That's the loading piece. We'll get it done. I think we can. Do you guys think we can? I think we can.
Yeah, we can.
Thank you to everyone who has been following us and watching us. And please take a look at the repository. It's ARK's Mobile. I'll drop in the description the link to this repository, and let's do it again next week. This has been fun. Ricky, you're gonna have to come now. So you're in this with us now. So your weekend plans are screwed up, right? I don't know what time is it for you right now. Is it like it's still 10 in the morning, 10:45.
It's 146 for me.
146. You're
Yeah.
about to and Greg is not happy. Yeah, same time. Mohi, same time. Same time next week, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard. And Greg says it's still spinning pretty fast. So you better fix that spinning speed before next
Yeah.
because look, Greg is not happy. It's not happy. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you all. I really, really do love you all. And as usual, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, drop a comment in the comment section, or just leave a nice word or a compliment for these amazing people here on this stream. Thank you, everyone. Take care.